I'm here on the Macra stands yet again, but I'm back with John Keane. John, can you just explain to me a little bit about Make the Moove and what it is you're actually doing here?
So Make the Moove is a mental health initiative that we started in North Tipperary about a year ago. The project stemmed from, in our local area in North Tipperary, our Macra and Feirme was sort of an area that was heavily affected by depression and suicide in our local area. So through our own Macra clubs and our Macra members, we felt there was a huge need for something to do.
Yeah.
So we initially started off with the idea of maybe doing a safe talk to help raise awareness around mental health and so forth. And then Jonathan Dwyer and myself came together. We had a discussion with the HSE and with Healthy Ireland, and from that initial meeting came, I suppose, a process that developed into the 5 meetings that we had around North Tipperary. And at those meetings we would have had open discussions with farmers around the issues that affected their mental health and the solutions which they thought would help their mental health. And I suppose a key part of those discussions was that at each of those meetings we had 2 speakers who told of their stories and their battles with depression and with mental health through the years. So it set a really nice tone in the meetings of sort of friendliness and an open environment that people could share their stories in. And it really fed into the feedback that we got in the meetings. And I mean, I suppose the issues we're all well aware of them, but it really highlighted the importance of doing something for mental health, especially in rural Ireland, because it was highlighted by a lot of the farmers that came to us, both young and old, that there was big issues around mental health.
And are you noticing any maybe issues that are coming up again and again, any recurring themes that are coming up in the discussions that you're having?
Definitely is. Like, I mean, some of the main issues that came up was around isolation, rural isolation, sort of the lack of a social outlet for farmers. There was a huge amount of financial pressures across the spectrum of age groups, from young guys who are expanding or who are investing heavily in businesses to older guys who are trying to provide for families who might be in education and so forth. So there's a huge spectrum there. And I mean, also there's an issue there around sort of the uncertainty of farming. I know around the moment around prices and so forth came up a reoccurring issue. And the lack of control that sort of farmers have around certain elements that have a big impact in their life. So definitely isolation, loneliness, lack of a social connection, sort of losing the connection with their own community was a big thing. I remember an anecdote of one of the farmers told us that, you know, years ago you might be cutting silage and you could 3 or 4 different guys come in the space of a day when you'd be doing something. That sort of a connection is not there anymore, unfortunately.
Of course, everybody feels like they're doing everything for themselves now, don't they?
Exactly, yeah.
Getting bigger.
Like it has become more isolating. Definitely, farming has become more isolating, and as we get more efficient, you know, there's a big drive to become more efficient, and definitely.
It's interesting to hear that there's actually a social downside to that efficiency, which is, you know, something that people don't really.
You know, a lot of the time our guys would have said, you know, they get up in the morning and they go out and do their day's work, and they don't see anybody from 9 o'clock in the morning till 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. It's a long time.
What is it that you want to achieve with Make the Moove then?
So from our discussions with farmers, they came up with solutions that they felt would work, and from that we developed a report which we have, and we will be launching it in the next couple of weeks.
Right.
And the key findings from that report were finding some solutions for the isolation, finding a social connection for farmers. And part of it as well was around the knowledge that there is around mental health, and sort of trying to break down the stigma that there is in mental health. So what we're hoping to do now is we're lucky enough to have secured some funding on the back of our report from Healthy Ireland and from Healthy Tipperary, so we're really, really positive about that. And what we're hoping to do is develop a toolkit for farmers in Tipperary, which we will disperse in the next couple of months. So we're hoping in that toolkit we will have information around mental health, positive stories from our speakers that came to our different meetings, and sort of signposts for farmers where there is information and services already available that can help out, whether it be financial matters, technical matters, or personal relationship matters. So I mean, it's a toolkit that we hope will get into most family homes that there is in farming homes in Tipperary, help spread the word and make the move. And also on top of that, we're hoping to get trained up farmers in the area of mental health and mental health awareness, and recognising the signs that there might be of mental health and issues around mental health in people. So from that we hope that then these individuals will be able to go and give talks at the likes of your KT events, farm discussion groups, Animal Health Ireland events, different events that happen around the county, in the marts, in the co-ops as well. And it's not very intensive, like it'll only be a 10 or 15 minute chat with people, building a connection and raising awareness.
So you're really looking for volunteers at the moment then? Because at the moment it's just the 2 of you, isn't it?
It's myself and Jonathan, and we're very lucky to have Anne-Marie Cross in Healthy Ireland and Healthy Tip involved with it as well. And Paul Gillen is from Mental Health Ireland is supporting us as well. And we've had huge buy-in from our Macra club in North Tipperary. The county, the region has had huge buy-in, and only for them we wouldn't be at the stage that we are at the moment. I suppose long term where we hope to go with this project is we're hoping to develop a national support network for farmers, similar to what there is in Northern Ireland. They have the rural support network. which looks like they have a helpline for farmers that they can contact, and from the helpline farmers can be signposted to different services, whatever their queries may be. They're also then, they can create connections and link with farmers, so they will do an on-farm visit and talk about the issues that there are. So I mean, eventually we hope to get to a national support network. It won't be in the next year probably. We're hoping for as much support as we possibly can. We will definitely be looking for volunteers from the Tipperary region to help us become trained in the next couple of months. And in the future, I suppose, funding from government agencies is where we're eventually looking for support from, because we feel it's something that is missing at the moment in rural Ireland. There's not something that's really farmer specific and understands the farming needs. So we're really hopeful that coming down the tracks that, you know, we'll get support and we'll get buy-in from, whether it be the Department of Health, the Department of Agriculture, we're hoping from industry-wide buy-in. So.
And there definitely is a need for it, because I can see even there's been a lot of interest here on the stand from people who've been coming in speaking to you about it. It's been hard actually trying to get you for a minute.
There has been. It's been phenomenal. Like the president himself, Mr. Michael D. Higgins, is here today with us as well. So I mean, there has been huge buy-in. People coming to the stand all day, interested in what we're doing, and especially from our own region as well, because they would have been aware of it through media and social media that has been published in the last couple of months. So there is a good bit of awareness about it, and we're delighted to say that there is awareness about it. We're trying to break down the stigma of it. There's huge buy-in. So the more we can progress it, really, the better.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much for your time.